I want to welcome you to In the Blender with Brandon and Madeline Hyman. And we're so excited to be sharing with you guys on this evening, this Tuesday, June the 20th. And so we're just excited again to be sharing In the Blender with Brandon and Madeline Hyman. It's just been an awesome and phenomenal tool, that platform that we've been given to share blended family tidbits and things that can help you advance your blended family and take your blended family to that next level, that next dimension. And so we're excited for you guys joining us. We thank you for sharing. Those that have been sharing the videos, the episodes, we thank you so much, helping us reach the world with this message of how to be a success through the blended family being made easy. And so we thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. Everyone has been sharing with us, everyone has been joining us weekly. It's just been such a phenomenal and such an awesome experience. There have been so many people that have reached out to us, whether Facebook, emails, phone calls, text messages, about the impact that In the Blender has had on their lives and on the lives of their family and friends. So we want to encourage you all to continue joining us, continue to share each week episode. I tell you, it's just been life-changing. It's been phenomenal. Even for us, doors have opened up tremendously for us to be able to share this message across not only this country, but across the globe. And so we're just excited. Sweetheart, let's give a quick recap on last week. Wait.
Last week?
Or last episode. Just the last episode period.
Okay. So we talked about the needs of the children and the blended parent. Mm-hmm. We started off with the children. They need to feel that they are included and feel a part and that they matter in the relationship. Their views, their opinions, their thoughts, and their ideas. One-on-one time with the blended parent and blended siblings to get to know them and form their own relationship. Mm-hmm. A lot of time with their biological parent in the home. Adjustment period for the change, communication and keeping the lines of communication open, the need to be happy, wanting to laugh and have fun, and also the need of love, respect, and honor.
And let me say this, we always start these episodes off with a recap, as well as with statistics, and we'll share some statistics shortly, but we always start these off with recaps. One of the things we learn, even through ministry, through the Word of God, says that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the Word. And so we always constantly want to keep sharing that Word with you so that you can build your faith to understand that you can have the family that you so desire. A lot of times when you go into a blended family, there's a lot of false expectations and a lot of unreal expectations. And what I mean by that is, it's not so much that they're false or unreal, but you don't have any information to back it up. Right. So whenever you face a situation that's contrary to what you desire or what you believe, now that expectation becomes false and it becomes unreal because there's no foundation set upon where you can build. And so we want to make sure that each week we share a recap of our last episode so that you can get an understanding of where we're coming from and also where we're going. And so you can take those tidbits, you can eat on them, you can chew on them, you can let them ruminate in your spirit, and then you can begin to exercise and you begin to just continue to implant those into your life, into your marriage, into your family, so that you can be the beneficiary of a greater experience. And so let's give the recap on the parent, the blended parent.
Okay. The need to know that they are accepted, their role in the children's lives, alone time with the blended children, clear boundaries, what should and should not be done, adjustment period for the change, patience, love, respect, honor from the blended children.
And I just saw my Aunt Ann, she just joined.
Aunt Emma too.
Yeah, my Aunt Emma. And so my Aunt Ann in particular was a woman that was a part of a blended family. And she showed me a lot of things as related to the grace of that parent in that blended family. She raised three beautiful young women, three beautiful young women, and just a host of grandchildren. but she did it with such grace and such ease. And she did it whereas nobody felt like they weren't one whole family. And so I've had the opportunity to be a part of a family that I can glean from, I can learn from. And even when I was making mistakes, I still had examples that I could sit back and look at and say, you know what? Maybe if I do this the way this person did it, or maybe if I do this the way that person did it, then maybe I can get some of the same result that they got. And so we share this broadcast with you guys so that you can take parts of our lives and you can apply it to what you're going through, and you can experience the greater life that you want as a blended family. I tell you, our family has grown tremendously. It's a blessing, so much so that we even got one of our granddaughters living with us now. And so that's a testimony within itself that you even had one of your grandchildren or your grandchildren wanting to stay with you. And so we like we said before, we're not novices as it relates to this. This isn't something new to us. We got 20 years in this blended family dynamic, and it's just been phenomenal. I mean, we've been blessed tremendously. Our kids are blessed tremendously. And so we want to share with you guys every week what we've experienced, the highs, the lows, the ins and the outs, and how you can learn from our mistakes as well as our victories. And so there's always things you can learn from each mistake, and you can learn from each victory. And so we want to share these with you guys so that you can just apply them to your daily living, and you can be the beneficiary of a greater blended family relationship. And so what are some of the statistics that we shared?
Okay. Most children are doing reasonably well within 2 years of their parents' divorce. About 25% of youth from divorced family have serious social or emotional problems. 10% from intact families do. And then lastly, young women do better than young men, often becoming more competent than if they had stayed in an unhappy family situation, and then some strive.
And for me, that second statistic was alarming. It was huge. About 25% of youth from divorced families have serious social and emotional problems. And that's one of the things that really pushed us into presenting in the blender, because we want to change that statistic. We want to make that statistic a lot less than what it is. Because it's a travesty, it's a shame that 25% of youth from divorced families have serious social and emotional problems and issues. And so we want to show you guys that, guess what? Although you may have experienced a divorce, a separation, or whatever, you may have just started raising kids on your own, and now you're getting married. And so there are a lot of different dynamics that play a role in blended families. But whatever your dynamic is, we want to give you tools whereby you can make this sweatless. We believe that blended family is made easy. And so we want to share these things with you guys so that your blended family can be just as easy as ours is. A lot of people, if we don't tell them that we're a blended family, then, a lot of them, especially my youngest daughter, she's just as chocolate as I am, so people automatically assume that's my natural daughter anyway. And so that's the image that we want to give you guys for your own families, that when people see you, they don't see the blended, but what they see is that it's blended so well, they can't tell the different ingredients that brought that thing together. Let me say that again. We want to give you guys so many good tools that as you blend this family together so well, people won't be able to recognize those pieces that came together that make it what it is. All they see is a finished product. And so let's talk about some of the tips on being an effective blended parent.
From where we started from last week, we're going to pick up and we'll go back and cover some stuff.
Okay.
Be the good guy in the family. Support the biological parent on decisions and choices. Be on one accord.
And this is great, especially for men. Well, I guess for both parents. You know what I'm saying? But I know for me, it was easier when I took the background, when I began to step back and let my wife make a lot of the decisions or choices, or present a lot of the decisions and choices. And so it was important because I already came and shook up some things, already came and rattled some systems and changed some things that they were so used to. And so because I didn't have a lot of wisdom and a lot of understanding as it related to how to handle this blended family, I did a little more damage than I wanted to do. I did more damage than good, let me say it like that. And so I learned how to back up and then let my wife be the forefront or the forerunner. And so I became the good guy. And it's not that she was the bad guy, but I just became the good guy because I learned how to sit back and let her present a lot of things, because I had to understand and realize and accept the fact that the kids were more receptive to her saying things and her presenting things than they were for me. And so it wasn't a slap in my face. It wasn't a knock on my manhood or my ego or anything like that. It just was a lack of understanding. And so as I developed that understanding, which the word commands us in all our getting, get understanding, as I developed that understanding, then it assisted me in stepping back and let my wife present a lot of things so that now I can be the good guy and that now I can be a more intricate part of the lives that I wanted to be.
Yep, that's good. That's right.
Number 2.
Don't strive to outdo or compete against the biological parent. If the biological parent does something for the children, don't try to outdo what they have done for their children. Or if that parent purchased something for their children, don't go and try to outbuy what that parent bought.
And let me tell you something. That can be so tricky. Because a lot of times as the blended parent, you want to feel you want to feel like you're doing something big. You want to feel like you the new hero or you the new shero. You want to feel like you really doing something that's going to impact. But one of the greatest impacts that you can have is allowing that biological parent to do what they're supposed to do, and not trying to outshine them or outshine what it is they're doing.
Right.
One of the greatest compliments that I've been able to get from this blended family dynamic is I learned how to compliment their dad.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I wouldn't allow myself to compete with him. One of the conversations we had even before we got married was the fact that I'm not here to replace you. Right. I'm not here to take your place. I'm not here to move you out of your place. I'm not here to belittle you. I'm not here to do anything but to assist you in developing and helping assist you to grow these beautiful young women that you entrusted me to help you grow up. Yep. And so I made sure that I wasn't going to be competitive with him. I made sure that I was going to communicate everything that I was doing. And if there were some things that he wanted to do, I gave him free course to do it.
Yep.
And so it's important. Don't strive to outdo him. Listen, if that parent want to buy Jordans, if they want to buy whatever they want to buy that child, Xboxes or whatever the games the kids play, they want to do all those things, want to take them out, want to take them shopping, take them to the movies, vacations, whatever. Let that parent do those things. It's a blessing when nowadays, especially in 2017, when you got parents that are a part of a blended mixture, but they're no longer a part of that family. You got them, they want to do things with that child. It's a blessing. Yeah. Let them. Because so many parents, they allow that relationship between that man or that woman supersede their relationship with their children. Yeah. And so if they're there and they want to be a part of their lives, if they want to participate, if they want to purchase things, if they want to just be there, you let them do it. Don't try to outshine them. Don't try to compete. Yeah. Anything you want to say to that?
No, just gonna add, because you don't want that to happen, because you don't want to bring any type of tension between the children and their biological parent.
Exactly, because you don't want the kids to feel like they gotta choose.
Right.
You want them to love and appreciate you just as much as they love and appreciate their natural parent.
Correct.
So you want to step back. You don't want to strive up against them. You don't want to fight against them, because you're gonna lose anyway. So what you want to do is learn how to
work with them.
Work with them. Not work against them. Work with them to accomplish the great. Because remember, the ultimate goal is a family. Yeah. It's not about you. And too many times we get into this dynamic in this system and we make it about us. Yep. It would have been easy for me to make this thing about me, but it's not about me. It was never about me. It was always about them, and it's going to continue to always be about them. And so I always put myself in a position where I can be, like we said, the good guy. And then whatever decisions or choices they want to make about their parent, that's on them. Right. But I wouldn't assist them in making a negative decision.
Exactly.
I will only assist them in making a positive decision.
Exactly.
What's our next point?
Seek to know the likes and dislikes of the children and the spouse. Sit down with the children and find out what they like and what they don't like,
Talk a little
and
bit
make
about
it
that.
run smoother. Just sitting down with them. If they like for you to get with them and spend time with them and take them out and just do things with them, that's a like. Find out what they don't like. They don't want to be corrected by that blended parent right away. They may not like the fact that that blended parent is in their space. Learn how to back up a little bit. Just sitting down and letting them tell you what they like and what they don't like, and that blended parent going along with it, or finding a way to make it work.
Yeah, because what you think is going to work, it might not work. And so I was like, Major Dad, man, I was like, people ask me all the time, did I ever serve in the military? Because I have a very military mindset in everything that I do, and especially in the ring of children. I'm very meticulous in things that I like. I could be at times very difficult. See my wife just shaking her
No,
head
because
like that.
you've gotten a lot better though. You were really, really bad at one time. I shouldn't say bad. I should say just hard.
Bad.
But you really were. You were probably worse than a drill sergeant.
Yeah, I was.
So you've gotten really. I have to give it to you. You've gotten much, 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 much better over the years.
I was so bad that when my middle daughter went to the Navy, she excelled far above everybody else, because when the drill sergeant, everybody was yelling, she was used to that. She was like, oh, whatever.
This ain't nothing.
This ain't nothing.
This ain't nothing compared to what I just
I'm used to somebody getting up on me like that, so this is nothing. And so you want to learn. We have to show you that,
We
listen.
love you too, Will.
We have to show you guys that, you know what? Seek to know their likes and dislikes.
Yeah, it'll make it so much better.
It'll make it so much easier. You know what I'm saying? I know my girls. I know each and every one of them like the back of my hands. It's amazing how well I know them, but I sought to know them. It was important for me to know them. It wasn't just important for me to be in this relationship just with their mom, but it was important for me to be in a relationship with them. Anybody know me? I love my kids. I love my grandkids. That's my life, and so it was important for me to seek them, to understand what they like and what they dislike. And there was a lot of trial and error, because I didn't take the time to look at the examples that I already had before me. I had plenty of examples before me, but if I didn't look at those examples and I didn't glean from them, then what they was giving me, I wasn't using. And so we're sharing with you guys because we want you to use these things. They work.
Yeah, that goes back to what we had said earlier about their feelings and what they, want matter. Because sometimes even like if you go back to some of the things that they didn't like at that particular time, you really didn't care what they didn't like. Because it was either your way or it ain't no kind of way at all. And that was for the whole household, not just with them, even with me. So, even if you sit down with them and they tell you their likes, you have to, not you per se, but that blended parent have to respect what it is that they don't like and don't do those things that they don't like. You have to they matter. Their feelings matter. They're in that family as well.
And let me say this, even if you have to do the things that they don't like, because as a parent, you're going to do that.
Exactly.
As a parent, we're not saying you're not going to do that. As a parent, you're going to do that. But make their dislikes valuable. Don't discredit their dislikes. Make it valuable. Make it a part of a discussion so that now you guys can come on a common ground. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? So if you want to walk this thing out with your children, then you have to be agreed upon on what you're going to do, the system you're going to use in order for you to obtain this blended family dynamic that you so desire to have.
And too, though, it depends on what their dislikes can be, because they could just dislike, not wanting to take out the trash. Well, I don't like taking out the trash.
Or the dishes.
Or washing dishes. So we're not saying like, just because they don't like that, you don't enforce that.
Or cleaning the bathroom. Or washing their clothes. Can we go on? The list goes on and on. Or cutting the grass.
I think they got it.
Okay, all right. I just wanted, because because that really don't matter. I hear you, and I understand you.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you're not gonna do it, because you're gonna do what I tell you to do.
Right.
But we still gonna get an understanding.
Exactly.
So what's our next one?
Don't be a parent blocker.
What you mean?
Don't try to stop that child from spending quality time with their parents. With the parent that's in the home and the parent that's not in the home.
Talk about this.
So, okay, like for example, if those children want to spend time with that parent that's in the home, you don't want to stand in the way of doing that. If they want to go out with their parent, you don't want to stop them from going out because, oh no, I want to do something with her. This my wife now, or this my husband now. So, yeah, you got your finger up because you used to do that all the time. See that finger up right there? So won't you talk about it?
Don't do that.
I want you to talk about it.
No, it's important. Don't be a parent blocker. I am so I love my wife. I mean, this woman, like, I love her. I love spending time with her. I just realized this year that I just realized after 19 years that she was my best friend. I really didn't know she was my best friend.
Yeah, you didn't used to act like it early on either.
Because she wasn't my best friend. But she became she was my best friend. I didn't want her to be my best friend. And so...
Nope. And he wasn't my best friend.
No, probably still not, but I don't care.
Most of the time, I didn't even like him. I loved him, but I ain't like him.
So, true. And so, what was I saying? No, parent blocker.
Parent blocker.
And so, you want to make sure that, and because of that, I love spending time with her. I mean, even to the day, I don't hang out. I have friends. I have guys that I'm real close with, but I don't hang out.
Can some of y'all ask him to go out with you sometimes?
The answer is no. I got family members that love me dearly, but I don't hang out with family. I hang out with my wife. I love spending time with my wife. I love spending time with my children. And it's not that I don't love my family. I love my family dearly, and my family know that about me. But I love my wife more. And so I love spending time with her. And I was like that just from the jump. And that was because of the things I saw growing up. You know what I'm saying? Those things that I saw growing up molded me into the man that I am, as far as being a husband and as far as being a father. And so I wanted to make sure that I spent as much time with my wife as possible. She was number one. She is number one in my life. And so because of that, I was a parent blocker because I wanted all the time with her. I wanted, whenever we got home, I wanted to be the one talking with her. I wanted to be the one hearing her issues or her concerns or whatever. I wanted to be the one that she heard from. And so my daughters kind of got on the back burner with that as it relates to that communication piece, because I didn't give them time to talk with her like they used to. They used to love to come in her room and lay across the bed with her and talk about things. And when the home I grew up in, the bedroom was off limits. And so you didn't come in the bedroom with your parents. We talked in the common area, which was the living room or the dining room, but you didn't come in that bedroom. And so because I had no understanding, I didn't have any understanding as it relates to that communication piece or that blocking piece, I blocked them from the relationship that they once had, and I caused a lot of friction as related to that. And so it's important. Don't be a parent blocker. I didn't do that with their dad, but I did it with their mom.
Right.
And so I had to learn how to give her the liberty and the freedom and the space to keep her relationship with the girls, as well as she had when we weren't together and we weren't married.
Correct. All righty. Don't talk about the children's biological parent to the children. This is an absolute no-no, regardless of your view of that parent.
Exactly.
But we never dealt with that, but we know plenty of people.
No, but it's sad that that you would take the time to discredit that parent to that child. I don't care if he's no good. I don't care if she's no good. I don't care if they pay child support. They don't pay child support. They don't come see him. You don't have a right to talk bad about that parent to that child.
Right.
Only thing you have the right to do is pray for that parent, because you got to understand something. That's still their parent.
Yeah.
They have an image of that parent. They have a perception of that parent. And it's up to them to make a decision how they want to feel about that parent.
Yep.
If they put that parent on the pedestal, let them keep that parent on the pedestal. Guess what? If they don't hold that position as a parent, when they get old enough to see the truth, they'll know. They'll make their own decisions. They'll make their own choices. But don't you dare. And if you're doing that, stop doing it. You don't understand the effect that you're having on that child and on that child's future. Because guess what? More is caught than taught.
Yes.
And if you're doing things that's unnecessary, you're doing things that's not representative of a great parent, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to teach that child now, when they have kids, how to talk bad about that child's parent. You're going to teach them how to discredit. They'll teach them how to discredit the other parent as well. Mm-hmm. And so now there's a cycle going on, generation after generation, of parent bashing. And so if you're doing that, stop it. If you're not doing it, don't start.
Yep.
I think
that was good.
Was I pretty clear on that? No, because I'm real passionate about that. You know what I mean? It was like, my wife, I love her. I've never in 20 years heard her discredit their father. She don't do it. Because at the end of the day, his choice is his decision. And he's going to do whatever he was going to do, he was going to do it regardless. And so she didn't have a need to discredit him. She didn't have a need to talk bad about him. She just always just kept her mouth quiet about him. Because
I didn't always like everything that he didn't do or did do, but that was their dad. Right.
And so they had a right to love their dad the way they wanted to love their dad. They had a right to do that. And so don't discredit that parent to their child.
Yeah.
And you can see I'm pretty passionate about that because I don't play that. Mm-hmm. So next one.
Okay. Learn to love the children even when they seem unlovable. In the beginning stages of the new dynamics, the children may appear to be unlovable because of their attitude, feelings, or thoughts about the new family. You still want to show them love. And remember, you're the adult. So even when the children may, be a little difficult or whatever, you are the adult. You want to speak positive things to them, hug them, assure them that it will be well.
Even when they hit you in the nose with a shoe.
No, it was the head, in the back of the head.
Never the nose. Even when they hit you with a shoe.
I did.
Yes. Go ahead.
And that's it. Take them out on dates, even if it's boys. We had in the home all girls, but regardless of whether you have son or daughter, this information, it's for all blended family with all children.
Even when they try to set you on fire.
So anyway, that was the last one. Learn to love the children even when they seem unlovable. And I think you did that. Even though they wasn't really unlovable, I think you were unlovable.
Whatever. But I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well,
we want to make sure that that you learn to love them, even when the situation. Let's say that even when the situation presents things that seem like they're unlovable, you want to love them anyhow. At the end of the day, most children, when they acting out because they want love.
Yep.
They acting out because they need attention, and all attention isn't good attention.
Right.
And we got to make sure that as parents that we're giving our children the attention that they need. A lot of times, you look at the society today, our sons are doing things because they're missing their father's love. Our daughters are doing things because they're missing their father's love. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, they're getting it from the mom. One thing about moms get unconditional love. They get a pass. Whether she's a good mom or not, she's going to get a pass regardless. But we as fathers, we gotta work. We gotta work on that piece. You know what I'm saying? We gotta really put our hands to the plow as it relates to that love piece with our children. Mm-hmm. And so make sure that even when they're doing, there were things that I've done, man, that were so could be considered unlovable. But my parents always showed me love regardless. When I was in pharmaceuticals, they showed me love. They showed me a lot of love, you know.
that.
And so it's important. You know, one thing, my girls, they know I love them. They know I love them. I make sure to make time. Whenever they call me, I'm never too busy. You know, if I'm busy, I'll send a quick text. Hey, can I call you later? I always respond to them. I make myself available for any conversation that needs to be had. Why? Because you want to change that generation. You want to change some things. And so if they're doing some things that's unlovable, just know they just want love. That's all it is. If they're doing things that just seem like they're out of control and just buck wild, they just want love. And sometimes you got to love them beyond that. You got to love them the same way you want to be loved. And so there are things that we do as parents and we had done growing up that weren't always the best decisions and the best choices.
Don't always seem lovable.
Exactly. I know I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I told you that one of them tried to set me on fire. You know what I'm saying? The other one hit me in the head with a shoe. And so, and the other one, we ain't even gonna talk about what she did.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. So
we'll let them tell their own.
We'll let them tell their own story. But in any event, our family is stronger than ever. Yeah. One of my daughters just cooked us some. What's she fix?
No, I gotta go look at it.
She fixed something.
Some salmon steaks.
Yeah, some salmon steaks and some salad stuff. Told my wife to come pick it up. And so it's a blessing, man, when you've developed a relationship with your kids where when they fix meals for you until you come pick up yours. And so we love you guys. Listen, if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to hear us discuss, next week we're talking about a whole new subject, a whole new topic. So if there's something that you want to hear or something that you're not clear on, how do they reach us, sweetheart?
You can email us at weareablendedfamily@gmail.com.
Give them to that one more time.
weareablendedfamily@gmail.com.
I said give them to that one more time?
Yeah, that's what you
Give
said.
them that again one more time.
weareablendedfamily@gmail.com.
We love you guys. We thank you. Don't forget to share this broadcast. Listen, there are countless people that you know that need to hear what we're sharing. And so make sure that you not only view, but you share. The only way that we're going to do this, if we're going to reach the world with this message of the blended family, is if you share this message. And so make sure that you share this message so that others can be blessed too. We love you guys. And until next week.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.